What up? Right now we're talking about the Cosmogenesis and what I like to call the Cosmotrix, which is nothing but the Omnitrix. So it's the ability to do many tricks. It's the ability for you to embody and be many light rays. It's understanding with the hue man. That's etymology, a little bit of etymology for you. And that basically just means colored man. But that doesn't mean something outside of you. It's esoteric. It means the man made of light. Because believe it or not, you're actually made of light. But what lights are we talking about? Now we look outside around us at the night. We see a lot of lights. Inside of us, we create lights. We have ideas. Like you can see inside of you what you're portraying. If you want to see a cow, you see a cow. If you see an elephant, you want to see an elephant. But it all comes from a light. You know what I'm saying? You be creating sparks, but you're not those sparks. You just be the one observing and creating those things also. So when it comes to the cosmogenesis, if you're the ones initiating the spark, then we also have to understand that we can take that spark in many directions. We can use our ideas, our problems, our solutions, and we can use these things actually and mine those things because those things are literally things. And when we learn to create things with value, things that evolve us, things that create the number nine evolution, create a spiral and allows us to spiral in and go up instead of going outside and then going down. You know what I mean? If you want to look at it from a climbing ladder allegory, you're going up to heaven, and then you're going down, descending. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that, being able to embody many light rays and understanding your light ray, understanding what light rays you portray, type of energies, we have to also understand what the cosmotrix or what the cosmogenesis is. And what basically that is what we're doing right now, what the earth is doing, what everything within the earth is doing, and what everything outside of the earth is doing. Because everything is a unique rotation and everything is a unique location in space. This depending on how our location and our space, our environment, and us get affected accordingly. And so does agriculture, and so does sports, many things, the timing of things, religion, prayer time, what time you go to work, all that. So naturally, we have to understand the cycle of things to plan accordingly. So when you understand the cycle, the wheel of time, then you understand how to evolve with time. Because time is being used against you. Time is being used against us today. So now a lot of people have someone else's ideas. Now a lot of people have someone else's problems. And then you also get their solutions. So if someone is creating a problem and giving you the ideas to create that problem and using different groups and using different demographics to create that outcome, and they are puppeteering and playing with us being different colors and different states of mind, then we also have to understand how is this happening. And this is also because they understand what the cosmotrix or what the cosmogenesis is. And so when we come to understanding, because if you're ignorant, you just get destroyed in life. Real shit. And a lot of people think like the ideas they have is somehow amazing, but you don't understand that you're playing someone else's outcome, someone else's idea, and that's where you're gonna go to next time you reincarnate. You're gonna have to be in a position where you work for someone. You're gonna have to think outside of yourself. You're not gonna be able to make the inner like the outer, and the upper like the lower, and the lower like the upper. You're not gonna be able to match energies. You're not going to be able to understand transformation, which is evolution, which is the cosmogenesis. But right now, a lot of people is on regression because the dominant culture, or because the people that have the power to push more influences, so that makes them more a titan in this environment. And since these people have golems as well that they use to push out energy, and those are fictitious entities as well that they create, that they use to push out influence against people. So that's why it's very important for you to understand light rays. It's very important for you to understand the cosmogenesis, the cosmotrix, because essentially that's what's gonna help you to read an aura, a light, an attack, not even an attack, a projection. So you go to the movies and then you go watch something. That's someone else's projection, but what was the movie projecting? Are you just you think you're going to get entertained, but you're really actually just go about to repeat a pattern that was shown to you, and that's it. Because now you idolize that idea, you idolize how that look, you idolize how that's seen. Other people do. So you're like, yeah, that's the right virtue, that's the right principle for me to embody. And you know how many people are walking right now on the streets whose minds are just built on Disney, whose mind is just built on TV shows and things like that. Man, you can count whatever TV show you want to pick. You was a kid, Bugs Bunny, all that. That's someone else's imagination. And then you want to go live out someone else's imagination. Understand where things come from. Understand why someone would even point that at you. Like when someone, a friend or a family member, points a certain energy at you, that's a light ray. And so if you can't decode that light ray, you're kind of in darkness. That means you don't understand the hidden world within the world, which is what involves the cosmogenesis and the cosmotrix once again. Because we're trying to understand everything around us from a 360-degree environment. And when you do that, you can recreate this energy down here on Earth. And you can influence people, you can affect people. That's why we have titans, and then we have just small people that can't do much. Because that's why you have to be a mental titan. A mental titan can push out influence. Real shit. Because when you jump into the pool, when you jump into the fight, you motherfucking start, you know what I'm saying, pushing out more water. You push out, you know what I'm saying? You just push out more force and not just being like rash and pushing out energy like masculinely and unknowingly. You also understand timing. You also understand temperature. You also understand degree. Because there is various ways of doing something. So if you look at all the things you pay to attention to your life, a lot of those things came from the same things. Understanding light rays, degrees, because all those projections are just translations of a vibrational principle. And those are things like Aries. So someone might make a story about, like, you know what I'm saying, someone who didn't necessarily care about the opinions of people and was constantly focusing on what they was trying to become. And so that was like the cardinal fire element. That was them constantly trying to see through life no matter what the situation was, because they're not emotional about it, so they just see it. So that's like a heroic story. So now you can put that energy in a projection and create some form of attack pattern, create a seal, and project that. Real shit. You can create a seal from that, and you can then project that at people. So that's also an energy level that you get to when you're able to create seals. When you're able to seal energy. Now, a lot of people seal energies unknowingly. A lot of people seal whatever comes from their environment. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta have a certain level of discernment to understand what life is really about, because you're really carrying those energies with you for, you know what I'm saying? You're carrying little membranes of thinking. So those are your sons and daughters. Those are your creatures. So you gotta take care of those creatures. Or, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna come and wreck your ass because you gave them attention, you gave them charge, and now you're saying, no, you don't want them, but you can't kill them. Those are just ideas, mind states, membranes that you gotta kill. Like old feelings, certain things you wanted to like get rid of. You didn't want to like hold on to certain things. You felt like, oh, those things are just letting me, you know what I'm saying, putting me down, but I can't let go of them, essentially. So that's why you gotta understand how to go through evolution. Because we're always moving. You know what I'm saying? Everything around us we're always moving. So are you moving? You can see around you the trees are fruitful. The grass comes on time. Everything comes on time. But how do you plan your time? Or do you have someone else's time planned for you via their cosmogenesis, via their cosmomatrix, which is nothing but, again, using light degrees, virtues and principles, ideas and ideals, using the internal alchemy, and them creating in a way sealing that energy. See what I'm saying? Sealing that energy. So even like the act of like just suicide or some shit like that, you can even say that's even a light energy. That's like an understanding that you gotta like let go, not like an actual physical suicide. That's like, oh, okay, I gotta let go of that. I gotta kill that old person and become a new. That's why like in some secret societies, some of the rituals would be like they would stab you with like a sword or a knife. I don't know what their idea of doing that, but that basically just means you killing your old self. Because everything here happens esoterically. Because this body, you have this body, but you had a lot of other bodies, is what I'm trying to say. So when you understand the cosmogenesis, the cosmotrix, you understand how to move to new bodies, how to embody new things, how to move with time. Then you become, then you really have a motherfucking badass spirit, yo. Because what that means is that you are willing to be nothing and no thing, but you are also willing to be everything at the same time. So now you're open for all spaces of creation. Now you're open for all energies. Now you're the fucking avatar. Now you're the fucking avatar. Now you got air, water, earth. What does it mean? The air just means communication. You being able to transport ideas. You being able to calculate what's going on because it's a left brain type of attribute ability. So it's a more objective. You see what I'm saying? Fire, you being able to see things. You being able to see things for what it is. You just having an expression. You just having a flare type of energy. You know what I'm saying? Leos, Aries, they like to express themselves. Fire signs just like to their emotions kind of like come and go, but it don't mean that they don't hold the emotions. Earth, practicality, being able to create something objectively. Us here being on Tiamat Gaia, which is also the earth, the fourth element, that's being earth. So earth again, just practicality. You being just doing something physically, like you're crafting, that's a practical thing to do. If you're wandering on your ideas, that's an unpractical thing to do. It's like water, which we're gonna get to. But earth is taking those things and actually making them physical. So now it's like Venus. It's something you appreciate, something you can push out appreciation towards and do, and stay fixated on. So that's the energy of the planet Venus of that level. Yeah. So the cosmogenesis, man, the cosmotrix, real shit. It's just basically you understanding those light degrees and those transformations, because your spirit is no thing, nothing. So you're always gonna be transforming, and if you're not willing to transform, you always gonna be carrying baggage, and you're gonna be behind because you're not able to let go of something. Because time is moving. At some point, we even left Mars, and now people we might just start leaving Earth too, not physically but spiritually. Meaning, the spirits that are here may not necessarily animate the planet or give it energy, because it's actually dead too. It started to die anyways, and we're not doing anything to give this planet energy, give it prosperity, give it a boost, terraform it in like a beautiful fashion. We can see we're fucking this motherfucker up. So real shit. You gotta understand, all these things are like spiritual in nature. So that's why it's important to have the cosmo tricks, because then you understand all the tricks on Earth. Everything is just a light trick. Everything is a light trick. Like right now, how I'm using these words together, I'm mixing different temperatures, different different tongue movements, different. You know what I'm saying? If you go see Arabic, how they speak, if you any of those languages, you see how an Indian speaks, if you see how an Englishman speaks, if you see how an African speaks, if you see what people from certain geographical locations speak, you'll see like their tones will affect you in a different way vibrationally, because they're also representing a temperature and a temperament and a light degree unknowingly. So that's also language. So the way we bring words and things together like that, depending on the variety of pronunciations that's available in the fucking language, because all these pronunciations in the language are also based on vibrational things, based on esoteric things, which I covered on the video, on the other one, sigils and something, I don't know. But yeah, that's why it's really important to understand the cosmogenesis and the cosmomatrix, and you being able to expand with it, because inside of you, you don't see it, but this is the light castle. like you do have an aura, and it's a projection of like this right here, and it's not even this like these motherfucking arms. It's these motherfucking ideas, these seeds you be planting in all these bodies, because from here, this is your upper chakras, this is your upper nature, this is your air from Aries to Virgo. So these are your upper, your conscious, the light time, the light of the day. And these are here the lower chakras. You know what I'm saying? The subconscious, the yin realm. So you start to bring those things together, and then you start to create natures and energies, and you start to basically planting and creating membranes, planting in those areas. Real shit. And this is actually your temple that you need to take care of. So when you understand how you can take yourself through an evolution, when you understand those degrees of frequencies, I'm talking about those archangels, those energies that you can utilize in life. Every angle is an energy. It creates an energy and creates a you know what I'm saying, a type of friction. Because when you come next to people, you create a friction too. You be seeing, is this person for me? You know what I'm saying? The way this person does things, his ideas, his feelings, his solutions to things, what he appreciates, what they're passionate about, what they make themselves a part of, what their reality is. Because depending on, I don't know, your fucking likes or no, you might not want to be friends with a bum or like friends with like a homeless person. So naturally, you gotta understand someone else's like you, but it's not a homeless person or like a bum from the perspective of them being physically that. You can see like, nah, it's not about that. It's just about understanding what a person's at, what a person's mentality is at a specific time. Real shit. And yeah, that's a little bit about the Cosmo tricks. I don't want to keep you all for too long. The Cosmogenesis, but I'm trying to give you all a general idea of what this is. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is a circle, and that's pointing to something. So I'm gonna leave you all with that. The real shit.